We got good news and we got bad news. The good news, River Song could return to Doctor Who. The bad news, Mary Sue's reporting about this. So, we all know how the Mary Sue are. Hello everyone, I am Mecha42, your favorite YouTube harpy, and let's see what they have to say. Oh Lord, I was gonna go with this article from another site. It's pretty similar. I haven't seen what the Mary Sue had to say though. I was all ready to record from another site about this whole River Song thing. I will tell you real quickly, I loved River Song. She was one of my favorite parts of the kind of Moffat and like the Moffat era Doctor Who for sure. I loved how she was set up earlier. The library. I loved so much of the mystery about River Song. She's a damn good character. Here's the thing though, I don't want this article to say, and I know it's probably going to, I don't want this article to say, oh yes, because we need more representation in Doctor Who of homosexual relationships and blah da 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 da. Because here's the thing, is it a homosexual relationship if it's in the future sort of alien setting, like River Song is a future human sort of, right? Am I remembering this right? It's been so long since I've seen it. Wasn't she kind of, she has a uniqueness about her because she was conceived in the TARDIS, so she's kind of unique anyway. Wouldn't she almost be a little more advanced than just gay, straight, trans, bi, LGBT, all of these things? Wouldn't Doctor Who, and this is what I loved about Captain Jack, by the way. He comes from a time when it's not even an issue, where it doesn't even matter, right? And that's kind of how I like to view society. I'm very much, I'm an old school sort of hippie sort of person. I like to kind of view people as equal. I like to kind of view people as, it doesn't matter what they're like on the outside because we're all the same on the inside sort of thing. Wouldn't it kind of be almost judging an alien race to a standard, like if they're going to go that route, right? They're judging this alien race on a standard that doesn't apply to that alien race. Because if the Time Lords can swap genders all the time, it no longer becomes an issue. That's just normal to them. And that's the type of thing that they do on the Orville with Bortus and Clyden's sort of relationship. They're not really a homosexual relationship. There's just no women on the planet. If they could do something intelligent like that, it could absolutely work. Let's see how they're going to fuck it up, though. Because remember, this is coming from the Mary Sue. Princess Weeks, 1:39 p.m., February 22nd, blah, blah, blah. It's no secret that River Song is one of my favorite Doctor Who characters, and while I think the character has already gotten a fantastic send-off, one of the best in Doctor Who history, I'm going to agree with that. That was a good send-off. I love that. I really love that. There's still a part of me that wants to find some way to get River to interact with the 13th Doctor. According to Alex Kingston, this might still be on the table. CBR reports that in an interview with Radio Times, Kingston talked about the day she met Jodie Whittaker at last year's Comic-Con International in San Diego, which made so many Whovians excited to see Doctor Who and her wife get together. Remember the unfortunate incident when the official Doctor Who account deleted its original caption on a photo of them together? That was not as exciting. No, I don't remember that. I wasn't covering Doctor Who then. Also, I don't... When did Whovians start? Isn't that a new thing? That's got to be a new thing, because when I was a little kid watching Doctor Who on PBS from the 80s, like the Tom Baker Doctor Who stuff, in the 80s I was watching it for like all the 70s Doctor Who, and I don't remember it being called Whovians. Yeah, I did meet her, Kingston revealed. We chatted about me coming back to Doctor Who. I love the character, and I think that, my gosh, there are wonderful potential opportunities down the road. But it's not my decision. The fact is, because they're all the same person, ultimately, I don't think she would think of her any differently outside of, any differently to any of the others in a way, because they're the same spirit inside. It's just a different deep love. And technically the Doctor is River's second wife, Cleopatra being the first. Exactly. See, there you go. They would make a huge deal out of it when it's nothing to these people. And that is what drives me crazy about like the social justice warrior mentality. We should be beyond this. We should be evolved from this. we should be treating people as equals with respect and integrity, and not parading them out like token representation cards. You know, that's for me personally. That's what I want personally, as a bi person, right? As somebody who, I hate even saying the word, right? I don't think it's relevant to this discussion, other than I would get tons of hate if people think, oh, you're just a straight person. Because I've dealt with that sort of discrimination in the past before, personally, a few times, in fact. You know, many years ago, I'd always have to justify and be like, you know, I'm not going to justify to you. It's none of your business. It doesn't matter for me as a person who I'm sleeping with, right? What I love is that Alex Kingston is affirming that the Doctor is always the Doctor, no matter what the gender their body presents as, which is super important and really warms my heart. They're the same person, and I'm glad that Kingston understands this, which is why I would love to see River's reaction to the new Doctor. Sadly, there are a few ways to make that happen. Or there are very few ways to make that happen, unless we can get 13 to visit the world of the library that River was projected back into in Series 4. Well, yes and no. There's always like some middle ground stuff, you know. That diary of hers was pretty big. Just saying. We know that is where her soul lives on. However, we've already had one episode of that version of River saying goodbye to 11 before, and so it's not completely out of bounds. Kingston then went on to say River's song, the world that her character lives in, and the world of Doctor Who and time travel, everything is sort of heightened in a way. The experiences are much more heightened. The reactions, it's all a little bit larger than life. When it comes to River, a character who already been the vehicle through which a lot of over-the-top storyline have come together to create, I leave nothing off the table, because River is one of the greatest Mary Sues of all time. This is a compliment, and she can do whatever the hell she wants. I wouldn't say she's a Mary Sue. I say she's actually written as a strong character, because she did have consequences. They just wrote it in reverse, you know. She had the whole prison stuff behind her. She had some flaws. She had some pretty big flaws here and there. And I think a lot of the fact that she's not a Mary Sue is because you don't get, you know, oh, she's absolutely perfect the second you meet her. You know, you get sprinkles of, oh, she can do that? Oh, she could do that? And it's a surprise. We're not constantly being told, oh yeah, she's the bestest at everything ever. Right now, there are no official plans for Kingston to return to Doctor Who, but Kingston was sure to let us know. I'm always at the end of the phone. We'll see. And of course, they ask, what do you think? What do you guys think? I mean, like I said, Doctor Who is a good kind of place for that. In this current, how do I say this without coming across horrible? In this current trend of diversity and virtue signaling, and, you know, diversity for the sake of tokenism, basically, is what it is. It is so that white people can pat themselves on the back and say, look at us, we're not racist. When most normal, sane people are out there saying, yeah, we know, shut up. You know, that's how I really think of this, is that, you know, the whole, yeah, we know, shut up. Tell us a story. What does that matter to the story? That's the biggest thing, and that's kind of my biggest issue, is that if they kind of continue the way they've been doing, where they'll have, you know, just the token gay character, or the token, you know, Indian character, or the token black character, and I'm saying black because it's England, it's not America, so I wouldn't say African American, because they're not, they're British, right? Right? And this shit, like, why am I even bothering? Why can't I just say Ryan and Yaz, you know? Like, why can't we just get to that point? This shit just... And that's the problem with the current writing, is that they're so stuck on, you know, the pronouns, the racial stuff, the teaching you a lesson sort of thing. There were moments when it could have been a lot worse than it was. I'll admit that it wasn't like that every single episode, but there was enough of it to really, really be off-putting to me, and to really make me kind of think that, don't ruin River with this one. Please don't ruin River's song with this one. Because that was such a good character. I really loved River. And like I said, she was really good at things, but you didn't know that all at once. She wasn't a Mary Sue in that regard. And she also wasn't smug about it so much. She was confident. There's a big difference between smug arrogance and confidence. Because she doesn't have mean-spiritedness behind her. She's not competing with a companion. She's not... She's not trying to prove that she's the best. She's there to genuinely help for the most part. And she has a little bit of selfish motives sometimes. But in a character like when I talk about Michael Burnham on Star Trek or Rey, Michael Burnham especially, very mean-spirited about everything, very much doesn't care about the people around her. She cares about being smarter. She cares about being the smartest person in the room. River doesn't do that, and I think that's why River isn't a Mary Sue to me, and that's why I think she's one of the better, more well-rounded, better-written sort of female characters, at least in the modern era of a lot of science fiction. What they would do to her with this writing would probably destroy her. What do you guys think? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. I am Mecha Random 42, and I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye! Thanks for watching! If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!